Welcome to our deep dive on stopping excessive management fees on inherited wealth. In this video, we will show you how to protect your inheritance by minimizing fees and executing clean, tax-compliant transfers. To transition smoothly into the rest of the content, we will outline the agenda and then proceed through the crucial rules you must follow, common pitfalls, step-by-step instructions, and quick quizzes to lock in your understanding. Here is our roadmap. First, we will explain why fees matter. Next, we will cover the crucial rules for non-spousal beneficiaries. Then, we will walk through how to move inherited IRAs safely and how to transfer taxable brokerage accounts using ACATS transfer in kind. After that, we will clarify RMDs and timelines. Subsequently, we will highlight common pitfalls to avoid. Finally, we will end with an action plan to cut fees starting today. Management fees are often a silent drag on investment returns, especially in inherited accounts where beneficiaries may feel uncertain about changing anything. However, doing nothing often benefits the institution rather than you. With that context, we will now move to a quick visualization of why fees matter before diving into the rules you must follow. This pie chart illustrates how fees can meaningfully reduce your net returns over time. Even a 1% fee on a large portfolio can amount to substantial annual costs. Reducing those fees has a compounding benefit by allowing more of your money to remain invested. With that foundation, let us now transition to the crucial rules that non-spousal beneficiaries must follow to avoid costly tax mistakes. Before we proceed, please note this is educational content and not individualized tax, legal, or investment advice. Rules can change, and your situation may be unique. Consult a qualified professional to confirm your approach. With that said, let us move into the rule overview. This overview map shows 3 key lanes: inherited IRAs, taxable brokerage accounts, and RMD obligations. And inherited IRAs must remain as beneficiary IRAs with direct rollover transfers. Taxable accounts should use ACATS transfer in kind to avoid selling. Finally, RMDs must be handled promptly with timing rules depending on the decedent's situation. Now let us go deeper on each rule, starting with inherited IRAs. The key mistake to avoid is merging an inherited IRA with your own retirement accounts. That is prohibited and can trigger adverse tax consequences. Instead, open a properly titled beneficiary IRA. Then, initiate a trustee-to-trustee transfer so the funds move directly between custodians without passing through your hands. Within the beneficiary IRA, you can rebalance or trade without generating current taxes. Next, we will walk step by step through executing this move cleanly. Here is a step-by-step approach. First, open a beneficiary IRA at a low-cost brokerage. Second, gather required documents such as the death certificate, identification, and beneficiary forms. Third, request a trustee-to-trustee direct rollover. Fourth, verify that the account title and beneficiary details are correct according to the custodian's standards. Fifth, after the transfer completes, you can adjust the investments within the beneficiary IRA without triggering taxes. Finally, keep thorough records and share them with your tax professional. Now let us move on to taxable brokerage accounts. For taxable brokerage accounts, the goal is to move assets without incurring taxes from selling. Using ACATS transfer in kind allows securities to move as they are. The transfer itself is not taxable. However, proprietary funds at the current institution may require selling before transfer, which can create immediate capital gains or losses. Additionally, confirm that cost basis data moves with your holdings, and plan your target allocation at the new platform. Next, let us run through the ACATS steps you can follow. To perform an ACATS transfer in kind, start by opening a new self-managed taxable account at a low-cost brokerage. Next, review your current holdings and identify any proprietary funds that may not transfer. Then, initiate the ACATS request from the new brokerage, selecting whole positions to minimize complications. After the transfer, verify that cost basis and tax lots were recorded correctly. Finally, adjust your portfolio to align with your desired allocation and fee structure. Now let us address required minimum distributions for inherited IRAs. Inherited IRAs require distributions. and the timeline depends on the decedent's circumstances and current regulations. Many non-spouse beneficiaries must empty the account by the 10th year, though exceptions and additional timing rules may apply. Missing required distributions can result in significant penalties. Therefore, it is critical to consult a tax professional to confirm your exact RMD obligations and schedule. Next, we will test your understanding with a quick quiz. Quiz time. The question is, true or false? You can combine an inherited IRA with your own IRA to simplify management if you plan to invest similarly. Option A is true. Option B is false. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is false. Inherited IRAs must remain in a separately titled Beneficiary IRA and cannot be merged with your personal retirement accounts. Now let us compare a high-fee managed setup against a low-cost platform. On the left, high-fee managed accounts often charge 1 to 1.5% of assets annually, may use proprietary products, and can resist transfers. This friction typically benefits the firm more than the client and can lead to underperformance after fees. On the right, low-cost platforms offer lower expense ratios, greater transparency, and simpler transfers. The net effect is that you keep more of your returns and potentially improve your probability of reaching long-term goals. Next, we will quantify fee impact with an illustrative table. This simple table illustrates how a 1.25% advisory fee on a $500,000 portfolio equals $6,250 per year, which totals roughly $62,500 over 10 years without even considering compounding. By contrast, a 5 basis point expense at a low-cost platform costs about $250 per year. The difference can approach $60,000 over a decade. Now, let us visualize a decision tree for choosing the right transfer path. This decision tree begins with identifying the inherited accounts, and then branches into inherited IRAs and taxable brokerage accounts. On the inherited IRA branch, it highlights opening a properly titled beneficiary IRA, using a trustee-to-trustee transfer, confirming the RMD schedule, and maintaining a low-cost allocation. On the taxable brokerage branch, it shows using ACATS transfer in kind, verifying cost basis, checking for proprietary funds that may require a taxable sale, and then reallocating to lower-cost vehicles. At both branches, there is a reminder to consult a tax professional to ensure compliance. Next, let us cover common pitfalls you should actively avoid. Avoid these errors. Do not merge inherited IRAs with your personal retirement accounts. Do not remain in a high-fee arrangement due to inertia. Use ACATS transfer in kind for taxable accounts instead of selling. Check for proprietary funds before you initiate transfers. Do not miss required minimum distributions or misinterpret the timeline. Finally, ensure cost basis and tax lots are accurately captured. Now, let us move to another brief quiz to reinforce these concepts. Here is the question. Which statement about ACATS transfer in kind for taxable accounts is correct? Option A. It is a taxable event by itself. Option B. It moves positions without selling, so the transfer itself is not taxable. Option C. It always allows proprietary funds to transfer. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is that ACATS transfer in kind moves positions without selling, so the transfer itself is not taxable. However, proprietary funds can complicate matters and may require a sale, which would be a taxable event. With that clarified, let us consolidate the key takeaways. These are the most important points. Maintain inherited IRAs as beneficiary IRAs and use direct rollovers. For taxable brokerage accounts, use ACATS transfer in kind and check for proprietary funds. Establish and follow your RMD schedule with professional guidance. Reducing fees allows more of your capital to compound toward your goals. Next, we will provide a concise summary and your action plan. To summarize the action plan, first, identify and classify all inherited accounts. Second, for inherited IRAs, open a beneficiary IRA and perform a trustee-to-trustee transfer. Third, for taxable accounts, use ACATS transfer in kind and verify the cost basis. Fourth, confirm RMD obligations with a tax professional. Fifth, reallocate to a low-cost portfolio and keep thorough documentation. Finally, Monitor fees and compliance over time. As we close, let us finish with a quick thank you and your next step. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe for more smart, compliant money moves. In the comments, share the management fee you escaped and how much you expect to save going forward. Your experience can help others take confident action.